If you've experienced imposter syndrome as a multipotentialite or a neurodivergent, then this video is for you. We're brought up in a neurotypical society where they prize expertise. They tell you to pick one thing and focus on it, do your 10,000 hours, become an expert, and then you can write that book or start that business or whatever it might be. But it's not true. Obviously, being a neurotypical is the main neurotype in our society, so they obviously tell narratives that suit their own agenda. Not deliberately, it's just their own experiences. It's only natural for them to talk about it. However, 20% of the global population, thereabouts, are actually neurodivergent, so therefore the neurotypical experience does not work for us, okay? So we need our own rules, we need our own ideologies, we need our own system structures, etc. And that's the whole point of this channel. So yeah, welcome if you're new here. Basically, this is not true, okay? So if we were to look at very successful creative people, Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, is a Grammy award-winning artist, a Golden Globe-winning actor, writer, director, comedian, etc., etc. Maya Angelou was a poet, an activist, a public speaker, an author. Tim Ferriss, an author, a podcaster, creator, entrepreneur. Marie Curie, chemist, physics, Nobel Prize for both, maths. Dr. Seuss was an illustrator, a poet, storyteller, etc., etc. And then if we look all over here, people like Charles Darwin, Leonardo da Vinci, all these people were jacks of trades. They were a jack of all trades, should I say. So they had multiple different skills, and they were not neurotypical people. They didn't pick one thing and become an expert in one thing. They niched up their multiple different skills, which is what I talked in a previous video. They niche up all their different skills, their hard skills, their soft skills, their passions, their interests, to create unique brands and solve problems in very, very unique ways. And it's not always just one problem. Sometimes it's multiple problems, okay? But look, this is the problem that we are faced with. And this means that when people feel that they're not experts, they feel like they're imposters, they don't want to share their ideas. This is probably one of the most common objections or creative blocks that I experience with clients, is that they don't feel that they're an expert, and as a result they don't feel that they've got any new information to give, or that they can't put themselves out there. There's this real big block about not being an expert. But this is because of the social conditioning of a neurotypical society. We have to remove ourselves, deconstruct ourselves from the neurotypical society ideologies, and think as multipotentialites or neurodivergents, however you term yourself, okay? So one of the things is you do not have to help people from 0 to 4. That is what an expert does. But that is just a huge leap. You're talking maybe 10,000 hours of studying or learning, one particular thing. We don't have to do that. We just have to take clients from 0 to 1. That's all we have to do. Now, if you're already at 1 or you're at 2, it means that you've experienced this problem already. So I always talk about authenticity in our business. So we solve a problem and then we help other people do it. And because we've solved it, because we've got from 0 to 1 or to 2, then it's authentic, right? Then we reverse engineer the process authentically to create a blueprint so we can help other people. So we solve a problem and then we help other people solve the same problem. And that's all you have to do from 0 to 1. You are an expert at getting from 0 to 1 because you've already done that. So this is where the expertise, if we look at it and we reframe it as a multipotentialite, we can stack up all our different multiple skills to solve this problem in a really unique way. If me and you are both at 1, I'm going to have a different solution to you, and you'll have a different solution to me. And it doesn't mean to say that my solution is better than yours or yours is better than mine. It just means they're different because we're different people and we have different skill sets that we're niching up to solve the problem differently. So that's all this is. This is 100% authentic, and you can't be authentic, you can't and an imposter simultaneously. And that's the most important perspective or reframe that you have to take from this. And look, getting clients from 0 to 1. Here's what you do, is basically you reverse engineer the whole process. So if you were to look at this and you think about what blocks, so what fears did you experience when you were at 0 to get to 1? What limiting beliefs did you overcome? What stopped you taking action? And what triggered you into taking action? And what pains and problems did you experience? There is all your content. That is your lead magnet. That's all the content you talk about. Your clients are experiencing the same things because they are the younger version of you, and they're at 0 and you're now at 1. Then you can look at all the systems you created. What were your core desires? Why did you want to get from 0 to 1? What skills did you acquire to get from 0 to 1? What tactics did you use? What processes? What was the trigger for starting? What were you scared of? Were you scared of what others think? This means that you've got a bunch of systems which is now is your program or is your process to help your clients authentically get from 0 to 1. And this is because people are looking externally for their niche. They're looking externally for meaning and purpose. And it doesn't work that way. All the answers you require are actually internal, but most people live externally. So they're creating for the audience. They're conforming to societal expectations, the neurotypical society, right? They're creating their creative self-worth is based on others. They're following the rules blindly. They're ignoring their curiosity and their intuition, and they're to take the traditional path. And this is living a life based on whatever people expect of you. That might be your family, that might be society, it might be culture, it might be your peer groups, whatever that might be. But in order to help other people, in order to create your niche, you don't find it, or to create your purpose, you don't find it, you create it. You have to look internally. You have to follow your curiosity. You have to face your fears to overcome, to build trait confidence. Your self-worth is based on your authenticity. You have to be the person you are when you're alone. You have to surrender to your creativity, to your curiosity, to life, and stop trying to force these situations and trying to force all this bullshit in your creativity. And that's because you have to design your own core values and live a life that's true to yourself. You have to create shit that you love, okay? And if you do all those things, you cannot be an imposter if you're being authentic to yourself, because that is who you are. So if you create a business, if you create everything internally, as these people have done here, and solve problems for other people in a really authentic way by experiencing a problem, solving the problem, and then helping other people do the problem, then you are being authentic. And you cannot be an imposter and authentic simultaneously. It's literally impossible. So I hope this helps. Peace out.